What's going on, guys? Yes, for my project back at it again in here for the video for you guys for today. And today's video gonna be here with another episode of Pro Wrestling Today. And in this episode, I'll be talking about AEW All Out, what went down, and how I felt about it, and as well a couple of other news topics that has been going around as well. But as always, we're gonna start things off with a pay-per-view review, basically just a brief rundown, if you will, on AEW All Out, which happened this past Saturday over Labor Day weekend. And what we did have basically on the buy-in, Joey Janela taking on Serpentico on this one, and this one was all Joey Janela actually getting his win. Private Party and a Dark Order, basically John Silver and Alex Reynolds on this one, a part of the Dark Order, and Private Party were able to get that win and move on, hopefully try and get away from the Dark Order. And then we get into the main card, what started things off for AEW All Out, and I'm happy this match was able to make a change from the buy-in into the main card and the first match. And in this one we had Dr. Britt Baker, of course, being able to wrestle a little bit more now since her injury and everything. And then basically with Big Swole and a tooth and nail match, basically kind of similar to the eye for an eye match, and basically with Dr. Britt Baker being a dentist and everything, they were able to be in their office, a dentist's office, which is pretty cool. Rebel was there and everything, got involved a little bit, and with this one, it was actually refreshing to see Britt Baker actually wrestle again, and Big Swole was able to get her big one, and to see where things go from here. I'm sure things are far from over, since Britt Baker was able to finally wrestle the first time in a while, so I'm sure there's more between those two. Then we get into the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express. Basically, they were able to, in a way, I guess you want to say, qualify, be able to earn the right to actually have this match happen. Really good stuff, and the Young Bucks actually were able to get the win, and the Jurassic Express didn't get to basically win over the Young Bucks there, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And then we get into the Casino Battle Royal, and I like how they do this every once in a while. There would be like a group of people to be able to come out, and that's cool. We did have a debut with Matt Sydal, basically showing what he can do with his third eye and everything, and that crazy botch. I can't believe I actually messed up, but that was insane. That when he was trying to do the shooting star press, so hopefully he's okay there. Who else did we get to see? We saw Santina Ortiz in this one, SCU, Brian Cage, and so on and so forth, just to name a few on this one. Of course, Eddie Kingston was there and everything. Being able to do things there in AEW lately, so that's been really awesome seeing him there. I believe Ricky Starks was in this one, and who did end up winning overall? We had Lance Archer winning, which was fine. Can't go really too wrong with that, so wasn't really too mad at that. Then we had Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. Basically, broken rules match, anything goes. And these two having a crazy, insane spot, and hoping that Matt Hardy is okay, and seems like to be, so that's good. And Matt Hardy was able to prevail and actually take out Sammy Guevara on that. And we move on into the AEW Women's Championship match. Of course, champion, of course, Hikaru Shida, and as well Thunder Rosa on this. And it was really refreshing to have Thunder Rosa actually wrestle again, first time in basically months for me. So NWA and AEW, I hope we see more of that. That would be really awesome. I would have liked to see Thunder Rosa get the win, but Shida winning is fine. I love both women, so it was basically a win-win situation. But Thunder Rosa being champ would have been cool, but it is what it is. Then the Dark Order was in action again, and then taking on Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, and dealing with Scorpio Sky and the Natural Nightmares on this one. And of course, we have basically in that way, Matt Cardona and Scorpio Sky and the Natural Nightmares being able to take out the Dark Order there. Then we get into the AEW Tag Team Championship match. Kenny Omega and Adam Page taking on the FTR, probably one of my favorite matches of the night, besides the women's match and everything going back and forth. And basically, where we're seeing more Kenny Omega going towards like the hero run and everything towards the end of the match, and FTR winning and actually getting the tag team championship. So that's cool, and I'm curious to see where Kenny Omega and Adam Page are going to be able to deal with things now that they're basically no more as a team, and we'll see where that goes. And then we got into a pretty interesting match, the Mimosa Mayhem match. Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy on this, and basically whoever ended up winning, basically who ended up losing, really would end up being in the Mimosa. They had, two on each side, and to see who would be thrown in. And actually, Orange Cassidy throwing Chris Jericho into the Mimosa and everything, dealing with that Superman punch, and maybe in the end as well. Moving forward from Chris Jericho to see where things are going, and I'd like to see, where things are going to be going there. And it's been really interesting to see how, with Orange Cassidy being able to talk every once in a while, that's been pretty cool. So, and to see him wrestle more often, so I've been liking this whole thing with him and Chris Jericho, so it's been going pretty damn interesting. And of course, the main event, AEW Championship, Jon Moxley, and it's what MJF on this. And I thought if it was, any time to actually have MJF World Champion, it would have been at All Out. But unfortunately, Jon Moxley actually retains. He keeps the championship, and I'm sure things will be able to continue with them as well. So that was basically it with AEW All Out. And, for me, I'm basically more in the middle. It's basically okay. I still enjoyed it, but, I wouldn't completely say it was completely shit. I mean, some things, were kind of crazy and kind of cringy and stuff like that, but overall, it was okay. Alright, so then from there, I got some new stuff and other things I wanted to talk about. I know recently, in terms of like when it comes to wrestlers and dealing with third parties, like with Twitch and stuff like that, and I've been checking things like that out and everything, especially wrestlers with YouTube channels. I think that's been pretty cool. And another way too, like for fans to be able to interact with the wrestlers, since we can't really go anywhere to actually meet them. So, basically everybody's at home now, and to be able to, find a way to actually interact with them besides Twitter and stuff like that. So I thought it was really weird that WWE basically, wanting to stop that, or I guess trying to change that and make it theirs or something like that. And I don't really agree with that. I think that's pretty stupid. Hopefully things will change with that and they can actually still have it, especially with Cameo. I think that's pretty cool. I might actually do that. I maybe have someone actually do a cameo for me. I don't know. Maybe for my birthday, something like that. I think that would be pretty cool, since I see other people doing that for their YouTube channels. So that would be something definitely interesting there. And another thing, the AOP basically being released, which kind of sucks. The tag team division isn't really the greatest in WWE, and AEW having a lot of tag teams, so I feel like WWE needs to really step it up. And it kind of sucks because the AOP, I thought they were doing fine with Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, but unfortunately they just ended up letting them go and stuff. So I mean, it is what it is, and hopefully we'll see where things go for them. And that's pretty much it besides that. And of course, Brock Lesnar actually being a free agent, which is pretty crazy. Didn't really come to a term to a new deal. So I can really see him basically either going to UFC and doing the fighting thing again. I don't really see him going to AEW, although that would be pretty crazy, but I doubt it on that. I can see him eventually going back to WWE at some point, but that's really about it. So we'll see what happens there. So that's about it when it comes to AEW All Out. When it comes to, WWE dealing with the third parties and everything, hopefully that gets situated and everything, and hopefully they'll be able to keep the Twitch channels and do other creative stuff that way. And especially what's been going on in the world right now, and dealing with the AOP being released and Brock Lesnar being the free agent. So those are my thoughts. What are yours? Leave it in the comment section down below. Leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date for all my videos. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video, whatever the hell the next video may be. Until then, stay safe. See ya.